So I had a dream. It was a dream. I was in a room and it was divided by a wall and it was dark and there was a big TV screen. And on the screen was a light, the smallest of a light, like a pixel in the corner. And that light would leave the TV and go from the TV to the lights, and the room would light up. And it said, Insignitorium Precarious Invictarium. And in this dream, I was dreaming about how things were occurring, not just here, but overseas, and what was occurring and the agreements that was happening. It was more like I was stuck in a small room than I was actually being, I don't know what the word is. I don't know if I was watching the screen or if it was watching me. Anyways, the long or the short is that in this dream I dreamed that the relationship between Donald Trump and Turkey has to do with the company that was just busted in Turkey, and the information leaked through Turkey to Donald Trump and this company that builds buildings in Turkey, and these dummy corporations around the world that Donald Trump has that have these developments inside the governments and have government contracts. And that's what the insignitorium was, is that they needed that group of people to have the ability to build what they want, to get themselves into the government systems in order to prop up the governments, in order to create the backdrop for who they were, to illuminate those governments, and to live inside of those governments through the creation of those governments by the governments, and hold everyone hostage within those governments. And the problem with that wasn't a matter of what they were doing, it was a matter of how they were working together. They didn't know they were working for a greater cause, a cause against the way that things were. And when they were notified that they were basically in trouble for it, they decided that there was a problem. At the same time, Benjamin Netanyahu had stern talking to by Vladimir Putin and was told, "You will not be going into Syria any longer." And Donald Trump agreed that because he wasn't able to get the clear to come out of the United States of America, that yes, of course you can have the northern part of Syria. So he subdivided the country to Turkey and Erdogan in order to pay for the money he had taken in, so that way nothing would become of his things that he had overseas that he's hiding underneath this shell game. He's willing to give up everything like that for this. And this also brings up the point that this company that he has, he believes his part in the picture of the franchise is so big that the franchise counts on him, yet he doesn't understand how big the franchise really is. And the parts of Donald Trump that we know are only the parts that we see in the United States. He runs his companies all over the world, trying to make it so that he can be the greatest, the most supreme, the only person, the one that gets this and that and the other done. And that's the reason why he has failed so much, because the people he took in knew all about it. Like, for example, Flynn, who was supposed to get the cleric, was working with Pompeo in the desert and working with that Turkish company to do things over there, and had been working overseas for a very long time. And Pompeo, who was working with Donald Trump, went into the CIA to mop up to find out what they knew about the franchise, to see what the CIA, the Central Intelligence Agency, knew about the organization in relationship to Donald Trump. And then Donald Trump pulled him out of there, but he left enough wickets and the stickers to put the things up in order to have it. That's the reason why he's got his people's ears to the ground. Because the same reason why North Korea had an issue with what Donald Trump wanted. They didn't want to go for a pro-democratic state where capitalism was in charge, and so therefore Donald Trump's thuggery to try to come in and put Trump Towers and Trump land into North Korea was a problem with them. And that's the reason why Pompeo was kicked out of there. That's the reason why he flew in there so casually to it. It's not a matter of the exact reason why it happened, but Donald Trump is only out for himself. And that's the problem with the franchise, is that they knew that he would never have a time being at the top. They wanted other people to be at the top. The franchise is very large. Bill Clinton said it himself. It's a large group of dictators worldwide that want to control the whole earth. These are terrible, terrible people. They just want you to be theirs. I don't know what they're going to do with Syria. I do know that we're in a high potential for a war starting between January and May of next year. Donald Trump is scared. He might do anything. He's going to call every force that he can to himself, and he's going to make it look as if he's not doing it. Your biggest problem is Jared Kushner. Jared Kushner is his go-through. Jared Kushner's contacts through his father have so many different people that he can contact. Precarious. Their game isn't about us. Their game is about them. Humanity doesn't exist for us to them. God doesn't exist to them for us. They are gods of their own. They believe they're supreme. The vital part of this war that I told you about was we had a choice. Do we have a war against the agnostics or against the supremacists? The choice was simple. We war against the supremacists and we rise victorious. What they're doing is wrong, and they are everywhere. Hence Company A. Thank God for our watchers. God bless our watchers. God bless the workers and those that have been lost, the brothers and sisters. God bless the foundations of the rootings. God bless the foundations of God. God bless the signs of the circle within the star that we see. God bless the circle within the sign within the star that we see. God bless God.